Okay, been a while since I had this opened up, because we've been waiting on a certain component that just came today, which is care of Greehas today. And what we have, one of the last components we've really been waiting on, is the mag release. I have been running this kind of mocked up piece, just in the course of testing. As you recall, when we talked about it before, I had this template piece, like that. I sent a picture and some dimensions of this this template, and he came back with a couple little pieces. These are just very roughed out, not finalized. This mainly just to get the basic dimensions sorted out. But I was actually really surprised to see how well these matched up. He did trim a little bit off this back side because he didn't need as much material, because it is a much more solid piece of material. But just the just how close he's able to get to the measurements is actually very pleasantly surprising. So this will be the first trial test to see how close they are. I mean, they work. You know, comparing them, it looks like it'll work. Now we have to look at width, and that's one thing that I believe I mentioned it before, a long time ago, I think. I didn't trim out too much on the width here because I didn't want to go too wide, because we did open up this whole area here. So initial investigation looks good. It did hit here first, so I will have to trim a little bit on this portion here. Looks like we're pretty good down here. So it's kind of, my wiring's falling apart, but that's okay because it was just mocked up. Get him out of the way, and just kind of look at it. Running into something somewhere. Okay, running into part of this screw port here on the top side. How does it compare? Oh, that's one thing I didn't think I considered, on account that, let's see, with this guy in there, and I put that guy there. Yeah, because the template was paper thin, it didn't have the issue. So that's something I overlooked, obviously, because there's not much material there. And since this also was very, very thin, I didn't take that into consideration yet. So this is a fairly important screw port, though, because this one here is kind of goofy, as I recall. So we will... It looks good this way, though. I mean, just kind of a initial look. Gives you enough room here to bump that nice and easy between the rev trigger and then bumping this guy forward, or being able to come in with a magazine. Being able to kind of sweep in from the bottom and grab it. Again, come in here and then glide up here. Boom. Of course, that's not very accurate because everything else is all jammed up in there. So, but it's good to know that everything else seems to be working as far as immediate first impressions. We do need to open up material here width-wise, both sides, and do something with this guy up here, this screw port right at the front of the trigger guard. So, how would be the best way to do that? Let's, actually, looks like we might be better off just removing material on the release itself, because there is a good chunk of material there still. I think even if we remove up further into this area, then that should give us the clearance we need without compromising the integrity of this screw port here, because it's not. It's pretty close. I shaved off a little bit on. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? There you go. On this front side of the screw port, but I just need to remove. Well, I guess not on the screw port, but on the. Just need to remove a little bit up in here. So I'm going to. Where's my stuff? I'm going to see if I can just file it a little bit and see if that'll get us where we need to be, or if we'll need to Dremel it. I'm not sure what material he's using, but it does feel nice. That's boring. Dremel time. Okay. Now, oh, hey! Oh, that's pleasant. Okay, so, looking at it this way, it's just hugging this area here that I, of course, like I mentioned before, did not open up very far because I wanted to be a little conservative on that. It looks like everything should be okay here, so I think we'll take the disc and we're just gonna chew into it a little bit. Actually, you know what? I think we will, because there's quite a bit of material to remove. So I think instead of trying to file that, I think it might be a little cleaner to just come in here and just zap, zap real quick. So we'll try that, being a little, like I said, just a little bit conservative with our cuts still. Okay, pretty close. Does technically operate, but if you put a squeeze on it, it's too snug. So we're really, really close. So let's okay, and the one concern was is this arm going to get in the way of this one, or are you going to be punching this one with your thumb? But I think in just kind of a natural grab at it, at least me, but I got kind of dumpy little fingers. But seems to be pretty good. That's pretty natural. Reach here is pretty natural to just bump ahead with that. Again, the reason, I could have just gone with a standard mag release of some kind, but I wanted to have the usability of being able to bump it this way or grab it. And because the magazine is set further forward just a little bit, I didn't want to have a big arm that kind of sticks out in the middle to where you have to reach way back, for grabbing, or you have to reach way forward with this hand. Because I think if you had to reach, it would be doable to bump forward with this one, but I just liked the dual nature and being able to kind of tuck it up in this little area instead of having a stick kind of coming out in the middle awkwardly. I just like the extra usability and the utility of having that little custom piece in there. And again, because it is a very, very, very unique build, having very unique parts tailor-made for it was kind of a cool treat. So I'll be getting a hold of Greehas before you guys see it, probably, and let them know that for the most part we're good. We just need to trim this piece up a little bit, and we could start looking at giving it a little more shape instead of just being a two-dimensional shape that's deep. Give it a little more character to the actual pads, I guess you'd call them. A little more character and definition to the arms themselves and stuff like that. So that it's nice to have that out of the way. I mean, or at least in the works. So awesome. That was one of the very, very few hurdles left. Now that we have this going, we can make a few adjustments to that. Really, not a whole lot else. I think we can. I think this it's official. We can start looking at final body work. So that's super neat. All right. So hopefully next time you see it, we'll have a little fancy arm in here. So, all right.